Do these need a fucking... It never gets old. Today, I have two intriguing ways of using the analog rhythm for you, presented by my buddy Pat, who goes by the artist name Stereo IMG. And every time Pat comes into my place, and of course I can't speak for everyone, but my mind is blown. For this video, we focus specifically on unconventional ways of using the analog rhythm. One of them being using it as a filter bank, along with a MIDI controller, the MX12. To do the filter bank technique properly, you would need an external controller. It doesn't necessarily have to be the MX12, which is a bit more higher end, but I would definitely recommend something that has faders. The second technique is called filter pinging, which you can achieve by using the impulse sound on the analog rhythm, which is a way of stimulating the filter, which gives you all kinds of different sorts of sounds. Results that you definitely otherwise would not get on the analog rhythm. If by the end of this video you're like, I need the analog rhythm or the MX12, consider using the affiliate links in the description of this video. That's a great support to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And a huge thanks to anyone who's already used my affiliate links in past videos. Let's get right into it. Analog rhythm, MX12, let Pat expand your mind.
Recently, I've had this obsession with bandpass filters and filter banks. I don't own a filter bank, so I was like, okay, well, how can I make that happen with the gear that I have? I have the analog rhythm, and I thought to myself, well, there's 8 voices and there's 8 bandpass filters that I could use here. I came up with this technique where on every track, I load up the same sample slot number 1. So when I press play, they all have a trigger on 1, so they all end up playing the same sample at the same time.
Okay.
And then on each channel, I have a low pass filter for the very low frequencies. And then on each one, I have a band pass filter set to slightly higher and higher frequencies, changing up and up and up and up and up until I get to the last one, which is a high pass filter for just like the rest of the spectrum. It ends up creating a filter bank. Here, if I play, you can see, okay, these are the bottom frequencies, and then I can bring up different frequencies of the sample.
Okay.
The way I mapped it too over here with the fader Fox is not only the volumes but also the resonance on each one of the filters, and then you have reverb sands and delay sands, but I mapped this to reverb, so some of the bands can go to reverb and then some of them don't have to.
Okay.
So you can do something like, okay, like magic, I have
so cool.
I have a filter bank.
That's amazing.
And then what's awesome too is I can just go into sample, and because they're all mapped to number 1, I can go function yes and then change the sample, and it'll change it for all of them. I have to reset it though. So now I can do the same kind of thing with a different type of sound.
Oh my god.
All right. This one sounds really good with a lot of resonance. And you can just play with that for hours.
Yeah.
And it sounds really different for every sample that you load up on this
It could react in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Like this one's just like a simple oscillator drone, right? But oof, yeah. And it's just wild that like I turned a drum machine into
Yeah.
a filter bank. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you consider adding the PC12 to this as well to like add different parameters to mess with?
Yeah, absolutely. What else could you map to this? That would be interesting. Maybe like the bit reduction, the overdrive, you name it. You could get pretty wild with this technique.
Wow.
There's also the LFOs, right? So like if you wanted to put panning on some of the frequencies, have
Right.
some of them going back and forth or something like that, like you can really like push this to a whole other level. So that's technique number 1. Now, one thing about the rhythm is that a lot of people kind of don't end up using these 3 channels, the toms, that much. You know
Excuse
what I mean?
me?
Well, not not that they don't use it, but they feel like it's like limited in its sound design possibilities, considering how in depth these ones can be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's true.
One thing I've been really into is like filter pinging. Have you ever heard of that technique?
No.
It's where you have just like a pulse, like a very short tick that goes into a filter, and then when you put the resonance really high, it can create little bleeps and bloops sounds.
Okay.
So you can do that technique within the rhythm. Over here I have bass drum classic, but you can also go to impulse, which is just exactly that, just a tick. Okay, so now you can hear it's just that little pulse.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go into the filter, turn that filter down a little bit. Let's change it to band pass and put the filter, the resonance up, and we start getting that bing, 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 bing.
Nice.
And the more I turn it up, the more sustain I get, but it's nice to have just that little...
Percussive sort of feel.
Exactly. Now I can choose the frequency of this. Okay, so already this is pretty cool, and then we have the envelope here, so I could add a little bit of envelope modulation. So this can make pretty fat kicks if I wanted.
Kind of 808y sounding.
Yeah. But we're gonna make kind of a little percussion thing, so we're gonna turn it up a little bit. And then if I go into the LFO, I can choose the filter frequency. That's fun. But then the multiple, I can go super high into audio range, and then we have FM. Can change the wave to a triangle to a sine. Like that's an awesome sound that you wouldn't normally get from this section of the rhythm. Can overdrive it. Then we can play with modulating some of the parameters. So
What's the reason why you're using an impulse?
just to like stimulate the filter, basically.
Okay.
Because otherwise it might not resonate in that same way. Like if I go into the filter and I'm self-oscillating,
Right.
but I don't get that like kind of percussive envelope. You can do it kind of with anything going into the filter. You just need something to really trigger. But like, yeah, an impulse is like traditionally what they use to do filter pinging, which is that technique.
Okay. It's kind of
Not
funny
much.
because I just picked up the DFAM. Sonically, it kind of is in this territory.
Yeah, well, it's probably the FM
Yeah.
that's making you feel that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just interesting how it's like, I should have just done it with the rhythm.
But yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I've had this machine over 10 years now, and I'm just like still discovering new ways to use it.
Yeah.
New techniques. That is a good purchase.
Just to give a link to another video that we did together of your explosive destroyer live improvised techno setup.
Yeah.
It seems like a little bit more menu diving to like really dial all these sounds in.
Yeah.
Is this more of a production technique or is it something you would use live?
It's definitely more of a production technique. You could make a bunch of sounds like this and then save them and load them up fairly quickly live. It's definitely more of a studio technique.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes a lot of crafting the sound.
And now, a word from today's sponsor, DistroKid. If you're watching this video, chances are that you'd like to officially release your music to all major streaming platforms. So first off, why choose DistroKid? They are hands down the most affordable music distribution platform in the game. We're talking like just over 20 bucks a year affordable to release unlimited music. And by the way, on top of that, I also have a discount for you linked in the description of this video. You collect 100% of your streaming royalties with DistroKid, another huge plus, and they're designed specifically for independent artists and producers. How, you may ask? Well, here's a list of tools that they offer that will help you with at least some of the heavy lifting when it comes to promoting your own music independently. For example, there's Hyperfollow, which is a free landing page that I've personally been using for years now across all of my social media. It's similar to a Linktree type of situation where you can lead people to specific pages or maybe different social medias. You can post video content, maybe a link to your latest single, and you can create an unlimited amount of landing pages at no extra cost. DistroKid also offers promo cards, another free tool that you could use to promote your music on social media. So many other features, and again, just over $20 a year. To me, it's a no-brainer if you're looking for a music distributor. Well, now you know where to go. Sign up using the discount linked in the description of this video.